this next poem I'm going to read is called Entropy. And like I said, I studied physics and philosophy at university, and actually there's a lot of inspiration from that in this book, which might sound unexpected, but anyone that knows me would totally expect that. So this poem is called Entropy. My great aunt last felt her brother's hands when he passed her the salt at a cafe by Niagara Falls. The damp sachet dissolved. Now there are seas between them. Now he is too old to come to the river, so we bring the river to him. 100 milliliters in a plastic bottle will wash his sins away. Later, we will clutch him to our chest on planes, carry him to a place where cremation blends the river to the sky. In Kisumu, their brother lives in a garden of silence. Time passes differently there, pauses for long stretches, then gathers like a sari. All at once, the jackfruit are ripe, the monsoon arrives, the cousin you taught to blow bubbles is married with 2 daughters. These days, the skies open without warning. Boulders of ice fall like meteors and float down river roads, and my grandmother hails, Galyu. When my uncle says he is older than the rain, he means that the light used to be honey-coloured and predictable, and not the ashy orange rage of a billion bodies burning. In London, we leave the TV on all night, set our homes on fire, breed despair to wrestle the guilt of being. In the midst of it all, news of a nephew orphaned in a car crash, a new kind of heartbreak that leaves us tiny and terrified in the face of love. Behind Tahrir Square, I sip tea with tired revolutionaries. I talk of my grandfather ablaze in khadi, how the fight for freedom is never over. Each decade we march on a new flavour of fascism. Liberation comes in tides. I fall asleep on a felucca, and the Nile flows from my great-grandmother's mouth. I find her fertility in this soil. I find siblings everywhere I go. It takes a generation to return to ginger. Time has turned my great-grandfather's grocery store into a hair salon. It is beautiful, corrugated blue roof under a honeydew dawn, and I find it too easy to forgive things that are not mine to forgive. My uncle still cannot talk about it, having home pulled out from beneath you. Now we know better than to fall in love like that. I am accustomed to this volatility, how when you least expect, a family can break open, a lover can turn his back. Somewhere, the divine is visiting the dictator. Somewhere, a batwing is rousing a hurricane. Somewhere, a fruit seller is setting himself alight. The world, as we know it, balances on the brink of pandemonium, and still we go on. Turn our faces to the light, we go on. My grandmother says, you cannot mend a clay pot once it shatters. You must mould a new one. In the shattering of self, I have armed myself against the unexpected. I find mirrors everywhere I go. Here I serve guests in my grandmother's kitchen. Here I lust for men on the right side of history. Here my protest cry. I am too fluid to be cornered by disappointment. I am a chandelier of possibility. Let me disperse the light.